Today we're here to model how to play the Genially version of the Maine Winter Classic. So I'm going to model being the teacher, and you can see my screen right now, which has the game board. So we would imagine that the teacher is presenting that on a display from a projector or somewhere around the room for all of the kids to see. I've grouped my students. Stephanie and Erin are a group, and Amy and Janice are a group, and Whitney and Crystal are a group. So I have three groups playing. So Erin, what piece do you want for your team? Do you want the LL Bean Winter Boot, the blueberry pie, the mousse, or the uncooked lobster?
I will take a blueberry pie,
And
please.
Steph, since you're her partner, do you want to start down by the lighthouse, up by the earmuffs, by our bear, or by our Maine Coon cat?
I've got to go with the lighthouse.
All right, so blueberry pie starting down by the lighthouse. Janice, would you like the LL Bean boot, the mousse, or the lobster?
The uncooked lobster, please.
And then Amy, where would you like to start?
Let's start at the bear, please.
All right, lobster up north. And then Crystal, would you like the bean boot or the mousse for your group?
Oh, I have to go with the bean boot, please.
And Whitney, where would you like to start?
Let's start at the earmuffs.
All right. They all pick different ones, but if you have groups that want to start at the same place, that's totally fine too. Obviously, this is about the kids having fun and we're not being too particular about being hard on rules. So I've got my three groups. Steph and Erin are going to be my first group to go. So when it's their turn, the teacher can either roll for them or the students can come up and click on the die up in the corner that's saying roll me. So we're going to roll, and they got one of our special things. So they got a frosty fitness. So they're not going to start by moving their blueberry pie. They're going to start by doing an activity. And as a teacher, you get to decide if you want to have this be a whole class activity or if you just want this group to act it out. So they have to click on the first box to find an activity. They're going to be ice skating. Something goes wrong on their activity, but their back is hurting. And then this is how they're feeling about it. So you're going to act like you feel when your favorite show gets canceled. So they're ice skating, but their back hurts and their favorite show just got canceled, and we would have them act it out. Obviously, on Zoom, we can't really model that for you at this moment. So once that happens, the group gets to roll again since their piece didn't move. So we're going to roll again, and they are headed to a green. Do you guys want the green right beside you, or do you want the green that's a little further up to the right?
Let's go to the right.
Awesome. So blueberry, oh, I grabbed a lighthouse. That's okay. Blueberry pie goes to the green. I like to stick mine off to the side because we're going to click on this. On Erin and Steph's student devices, they're going to do an activity now. So it's not going to happen on the board. Erin and Steph are going to head off to this green hub where they're rolling this purple die, and they're going to do activity 16. So when they go off into their group, they go to activity 16, and then there are three different levels. So there's level 1 of it, level 2, and level 3. For this, you can decide as a class whether you're spending a certain amount of time on each activity, whether you're picking one level that interests you the most and you feel like your students are able to be successful at, and you're just doing that one level. You could have some groups where you're like, I know you're only going to do level 1, and then come back to me when you're done for your next turn, where other groups are going to do it for an extended period of time because you know it's something that they're very, that they've got an expertise in and they're very good at. This is all about what works for your classroom. There's not a correct way to play the game. So we're going to pretend Steph and Erin have gone off away from our board and they're doing their activity, and it's the next turn. So this is Janice and Amy, and they had started lobster up top, correct?
Correct.
All right, so they're getting a brown, and while they're on a brown, they have to travel to a different one. So they could go down towards the earmuff. You could go in this little middle one right here, or you could go over here to the right. What one do you think you would like?
To the left. Were you
Left.
going to say to the left?
I was going to say to the right, but let's go to the left.
Because I want to get to those mountains.
Okay.
I was going to say, so they ended right here on this round, but there's a set of mountains. And whenever there's a set of mountains, you climb them. And mountains, we know, can be climbed up and they can be climbed down. So in this case, you're climbing down to the middle brown right here. Again, they would go off on their own devices, roll an activity, and complete that activity. Then we've got Crystal and Whitney. So again, they roll, and then they get to move.
Oh.
We're gonna, oh, sorry, Janice, go ahead.
I might have missed this. If we, so in this game, when we complete an activity, we do not take main icon, correct?
Correct, that's the Tabletopia version. Yep.
Okay, we
So
just
you-
go, yeah,
We're
by
gonna
the four
pretend,
corners?
yes, we're gonna pretend that Whitney and Crystal have gotten to go further than they really get. So they're gonna go down past the lighthouse, and that would mean they collect it because they've gone past the lighthouse and they can bring it to their little boot section. So the goal is either to land on an icon or go past one, and then you can grab one of its colored versions, but you do not get an icon just for starting there. Unless as a teacher you want them to because you have a shorter time span, and then feel free. This is what's best for your class, always. So my players, did I forget anything major for our participants?
Could we do one unplugged activity?
Yes, actually, that's what your boot landed on. So that's a perfect opportunity, Whitney. So these yellowy orange squares are called off the beaten path. If you signed up in time to get one of the packages mailed to you, you've got a physical book that you can open. We highly suggest that you bookmark a few activities you think your students would really be interested in. But if you didn't, there's the digital copy in here. So when you get in here, if you are working with students who might need an easier activity, those are our level ones. And you can roll this top die that only go to level 1 activities. If you're working with students who are up for a really good challenge, you can roll this bottom one and it goes to activities that have higher levels as well. So they might get a level 1 on the bottom die, but they might also get a level 2 or a level 3. So we're gonna roll that bottom one. And it took us right to the beginning, which is actually perfect because we have activities that don't require devices. So off the beaten path is looking to get your students off devices for a little bit because a lot of this is on a device and giving that built-in screen time break here. So if Whitney's group got this activity, they have an activity that's related to code, as you can see. And so as the teacher, you can read this with your students. You could hand the book to them and have them read it on their own. Again, it's about what works best for your classroom. And if you're playing digitally, the students could also look it up on their device to read it. And that way you have the book with you with the bookmarked activities, and you can just tell them what page to go to. Lots of different opportunities to play how you want. One thing I did forget to mention at the beginning, Genially does not save progress. So if you are playing over multiple days with your students, just take a screenshot or a picture of where they end up so you can reset the board for tomorrow. We also have printable boards in the sled, which is the information hub. Printable maps, so you can put that up on a bulletin board and use thumbtacks to track your group's progress. There's a lot of different digital materials in there, like an activity tracker and other resources to just kind of help you out. Have I missed anything, ladies?
Perfect. I think
All
it's
right.
good.
So thank you so much for joining our tutorial about the Genially. And if you have questions, email doe-ltt@maine.gov. Or on the help section, you can also join in a live Zoom for the first week only in March from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.